welcome back to my channel, Restore Glory. Thank you so much. So I don't even know what part I'm up to. I think this is kind of sort of part 3. As you can see, I still have the same outfit on. I know you guys don't care about any of that because the main thing that you stop by to see is the stuff that I picked up. And I hate to keep using these same type of adjectives and descriptors, but this is an amazing haul. It is a surprisingly amazing haul of the things that I picked up. And I'm pretty excited to show it to you. These were picked up, if I am remembering correctly, it was probably between Goodwill and Second Avenue Thrift Store over the last couple of weeks. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I've just been so super duper busy with work travel, and I'm about to travel again this coming Tuesday. And all of these things I have been just putting in a box and putting in my buckets to do these hauls. And so I'm pretty sure that everything that I'm about to show you here are things that I haven't repeated. So I'm pretty sure that they are. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to try to keep this video, again, under 30 minutes so you guys can kind of sort of take it all in and see what I'm getting. I'll just mention this one thing only because you may not have caught the previous videos. So a couple of things. Everything that you see here in these hauls, these recent hauls, I am not going to be able to get these things listed on my shop until after March the 14th. I'm actually going on work travel, and right now my Etsy store is on vacation mode from February the 27th through March the 14th. So anything you see here, if there's anything that you like, please send me an email and let me know, hey Donna, I saw that, I like it, and we could talk about it when I get back around the 16th of March. And there was something else I wanted to mention. I forgot. Anyway, if I think about it, I'll put it down in my description. My email address is there and my Etsy shop is there as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started on my haul. So I think I'll start with the kind of sort of small stuff first. All right. So the first thing I want to show you, these beautiful, beautiful little paperweights. I'll show them one at a time. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? These are, they don't have a clear bottom. I don't think that they are vintage in any way, but I just love them because they're small. I've never seen the little small ones like this, but they are so very, very pretty. I love this little pink flower on the inside. And on this one, it's like a blue flower. Give me one moment. I'll put this one to the side. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love them. So I'm not probably, but I will definitely sell these two as a pair for sure. These two together. So I just thought that was cool. And again, I think some of the prices I left on and some of them I pulled off probably when I brought them home. But in any event, if I can remember the price, I'll let you guys know. All right, the next item, another smallie, a little mini. These two little mini dolls, and this is a, what do you call this? Like a Bobby? Is that the Bobby from England, I think? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but with the blinking kind of eyes. And this one is is it a beef eater in England? I don't remember. But I think that's what it is, right? A beef eater or a guard, a palace guard. I don't remember. But anyway, aren't they adorable? So I'm going to definitely sell these two as a set. Aren't they so cute? And I think when I looked them up, they were in good condition too. I think when I initially looked these two up, this particular pair sold together, they sell really well. I don't remember how much. They were in a baggie, one of those baggies. So I don't remember how much I paid for them, but yes, please. All right, the next item I'm going to show you, I'm pretty sure, I know that it's not vintage. I believe this is a Target brand. It's this felt resting deer. He's in great condition. No scuff marks, no tears in the what do you call this thing? It's like not felt. It's escaping me. I cannot think of the name. But you know that type of material is very, very soft. So anyway, he would be great for the Christmas holiday season. I did not remember how much I paid for him. And I know that, I know that he's not vintage. I think when I did a Google lens on this one in particular, I want to say it was either Walmart or Target. So, but nonetheless, he's plain. You can definitely put him in your Christmas decor and dress him up and put whatever colors you want to put around his neck. Reds, greens, purples, whatever matches your decor. So I thought this was pretty cool to pick up. I have lots of Christmas stuff. I'm actually thinking about, when I get back, I'm actually thinking about And I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm actually thinking about hiring a high schooler to come in and photograph all of my Christmas stuff, because I really want to get ahead of the game and get my Christmas in July, my stuff for Christmas, so that I can do a Christmas in July push, and then also do some Christmas in July lives. And so I look in my shelves, on my shelves, that is, in my shed, and I have a whole, like, at least 5 rows of just Christmas stuff, and that's crazy. So one or two things are going to happen. I'm probably going to try to purge some of that stuff, and if I don't purge it, I'm probably going to end up probably giving some of that away to another reseller that I know. I'm going to pick and choose, and if she doesn't want it, I'm probably going to redonate some of that stuff back to the thrift stores. But I do have a lot of really cool vintage items, and some of those things I just haven't had a chance to get them photographed, and I'm always waiting because of work and because of other stuff. I always wait to the last minute, and the next thing I know, it's too late to put those things listed in my shop, and it's too late to even try to do a live show. So I'm seriously thinking about, I thought about it actually in early January, and I'm seriously thinking about, I have a few, excuse me, high schoolers in my church. And so I'm going to see if there's some high schoolers that I could hire to come in and set them up and just photograph everything and catalog all of my Christmas items. If they don't do anything else, I would absolutely need help with just my Christmas stuff. So I'm going to see if that'll work out, and hopefully get that done sometime in March and April so that I can get ready for Christmas. All right, so the next item I'm going to show you, I am 100% sure that I saw my friend and yours, George the Antique Nomad. You know I love him. I'm pretty sure that I saw him show one of these in a recent shop along or something like that, or whatever. I'm pretty sure this is I guess you can probably use it as a wall pocket or just a planter, because it's flat on the bottom, so you can certainly sit it on a shelf or on a table. But I totally love this very, very beautiful Asian figurine wall pocket. I don't know, I want to say that I think it's Royal Copley, don't quote me on that, but it is absolutely stunningly beautiful. There are a few chips, as you can see, on her hair, just a little teeny weeny chip there that can be painted with some black paint. And I thought I saw another little chip, maybe not, I think it was definitely in the hair. But isn't this so sweet? I so love that. So love it for your spring and summer decor. I love it. I think it's stunningly beautiful. I really, really love that. Speaking of kind of sort of springy, springtime things, look at this beautiful little trinket dish, or a lidded trinket dish. Totally love it. And it is a Villeroy and Boch. You guys know that I love, love, love Villeroy and Boch. Love them. And I really do well with their plates, with their trinket boxes, with anything that has the Villeroy and Boch label on the bottom, or a mark on the bottom. So this is so cute. I totally love it. It's lit. It has this beautiful ceramic applied flower on the top, some type of trumpet style flower. Here's the inside. It's like a little trinket dish. It's in excellent condition, guys. No chips, and no cracks. I just absolutely love it. Perfect for your spring and or summer decor. What is that? That's just some smudge. Yeah, that's just some smudge. Alrighty, guys, I gotta tell you just a little quick story. I know I told you I was gonna keep this under 30 minutes. So, I had this Santa Claus that was in my inventory, and I actually had it listed on Etsy. Cute little vintage Santa Claus that said naughty or nice. If you hit the button, he would say, "Oh, you've been great this Christmas," and he would give you the thumbs up. Or he would say, "Nothing for you this Christmas," and he would go thumbs down. So I think I had that listed in my shop for like maybe $24, $25 or something like that, right? So cute. It worked. I even put a little video on my Etsy shop so that the buyer can see that it definitely does work. The whole thumbs up. He speaks. It was very, very clear, and just in great condition, right? And so I have sold a few animated vintage Christmas items, and so this was definitely no exception. I listed it. It had been listed for a few months, but it recently sold. And so I am absolutely proud to say that I overwrap, like I overpack things, and a great majority of the comments the feedback that I get in my Etsy shop, which I've told you guys before, you know, not most, a great majority of the buyers will say, "Oh my goodness, very well packed, securely packed, it arrived safely," right? So in the process of me wrapping this wonderful little, cute little animated Santa Claus, I'm doing my best to make sure that, you know, I wrap the head and I wrap the arms and so forth. And I thought I was doing a great job. I really did, you know, to go ahead and prepare to ship this Santa Claus out. So I don't know what I did. I picked it up and grabbed it or whatever. I don't know what I was doing, if I was rushing or whatever, but I heard a snap. And I was devastated, devastated. I'm like hoping maybe it was one of the bubbles that popped or something like that, or maybe it was something in the distance and I didn't hear what I hear what I heard. But I heard what I heard. I unwrapped it, and lo and behold, his little arm was broken off. And it was broken off to a point where it was definitely at a break that was completely unrepairable, which would make the whole function of the whole thumbs up and thumbs down just completely useless. And so I dreaded writing the email to the buyer. I don't know why I keep saying client, because I'm trying to transition from work to home to restore glory. But I had to write the buyer, and I had to let them know and apologize profusely, because I was just devastated that in the process of trying to pack this item to be shipped, the arm broke. And so, thankfully, this buyer was very gracious and very understanding. Of course, she was so looking forward to the item. But of course, I issued her a full refund, including her shipping charges. Absolutely. But then also, I don't know, I just wanted to make her whole, because if you're looking forward to something, that's what you want. So what I told this particular buyer, that, you know, she can pick anything out of my shop that's $25 or less, and I will send that to her free of charge. So I also well, of course, I refunded her for her original purchase, but then I also wanted to, you know, do something. I just wanted to do something to make it better. And so I told her that she can just pick anything out of my shop. And then I would just send it to her. I would ship it to her free of charge. So that's just the right thing to do. So, yeah. And I know that, you know, some things get broken, and it's been rare. Out of the 422 items that I have sold, I think I've only had like maybe 1 or 2 items that arrived that they were broken or damaged, right? And some of them, I just don't understand how they got damaged in transit, because I wrap and package so well. At least I try to. It's just inconceivable to me that some items arrived broken, but it happens, and so I keep it moving. I never ever make a dispute with the buyer. I just simply ask them to send me a photograph so that I can make sure that I track that with the USPS, and then I issue them a refund. Right? So that's just the right thing to do. That's just a part of business, right? So you just do that and you keep it moving. So anyway, guys, I digress for a moment, but definitely things do happen. The reseller businesses, I love the reseller business, but sometimes stuff happens, and you have to immediately reach out to your buyers and make them whole, and make them feel, you know, satisfied. And so sometimes stuff happens. All right, guys, so keeping it moving, I wanted to show you these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mugs. I love mugs. I have to stop myself from collecting them. But when you get them at a good price and you see how sweet they are, how can you leave them on the shelf? Look at these mugs. Aren't they amazing? I'm going to show you them one by one, but I do have 2 of them. So this one on the inside says spring. These are Royal Dalton spring beakers, what they're called, from the Bramley Hedge collection. So I hope you guys can see that. I'll try to keep it steady so you guys can see it. But look at these sweet little mugs. Little teacups, I guess. But aren't these sweet? So adorable. And they were only $1.99 a piece. So I have a set of 2 of them. I love to get a set of 2. Look at that handle. Isn't that gorgeous? Just so perfect for Easter, perfect for the springtime. So, like I said, I'm going to try my best to get all of these items listed on my shop when I come back in March, the very first or second week in March. As a matter of fact, I have a week off actually. So I'll be able to get a lot of this stuff done. So this is I thought these were completely sweet. The other thing I found, I think I got these from Goodwill. Yeah, it's a whole bag of drink stirrers. I'm not going to pull them out because you guys can see that they are like these little drink stirrers. And there are tropical trees and some flamingos. And it's like a whole bunch of stuff. It's got to be at least 20, maybe 25 in this whole bag. So I try to pay, this was only $3.99. So I figured for the summertime, if you are doing outdoor entertaining and you have a tiki party or you just have a pool party and you want to have some, you know, some dining decor, these will come in handy. I always pick stuff like this up. Like I said, being an event planner, I always think about events. When I see things in bulk like this, I just pick them up, and you never know who's looking for some tropical trees and pineapples and flamingo stirrers. So there we go. All right, the next item I'm going to show you, this is a Teleflora gift product. It says it's made in Taiwan, so I believe that is vintage. But isn't this cute? It's like it's just this little handled strawberry dish. I love this little baby. I think it's so sweet and adorable. And again, it does say Teleflora. It probably came with some flowers or something. And but I just love it. Absolutely love it. Let me just show you the bottom. It does have the Teleflora made in Taiwan. And it's a little handled, it's like a handle. Isn't that sweet? I love this. It's so cute. Again, perfect for the summer and the spring. And who doesn't love strawberries? Who doesn't love a good strawberry? All right, let me put this to the side so I don't break anything. All right, so this next item, guys, when I show you this thing, you're not even going to believe it. So let me just show it to you. I paid $2.99 for this cookie jar. It is a cookie jar. $2.99. Second Avenue, a lot of times in the summertime, they'll put a few of their Christmas, I have noticed this over the last couple of years. They will put a few, not all the time, but they'll put a few of their Christmas items on the shelves, and they are significantly marked down. This one was only $2.99, and it is, let me just take this off for just a second. It is a Sherry's Berries cookie jar. So I used to love Sherry's Berries. I haven't gotten anything from them in a good little while. I used to love Sherry's Berries. But anyway, this beautiful vintage looking Santa Claus cookie jar was only $2.99. Isn't he sweet? Totally love it. So he'll be one of those items that I'll get photographed. And although I do know that it's heavy, it probably weighs about a good 5 pounds. And I'll definitely have to bubble wrap this up and put this probably in a 12 by 12 by 12 box, which is completely fine. But I do know that Santa Christmas jars sell really well. And I figure for $2.99, absolutely, I was not going to leave Santa on the shelf because he is too adorable. No chips or cracks. I do believe there is a, give me one moment. I don't know if that's a chip or a paint. I think it's a chip that's right there on the underside of the lid. And I think that's really the only one that I saw. It does have a little bit of crazing. But the inside is in good condition. It's completely clean. You can see the bottom. It definitely was used. Somebody definitely used this for their Christmas decor. But obviously, he was not going to stay on the shelf. Isn't that gorgeous? I love because it has like an old world type of style to it. But I love that. And again, $2.99 for that cookie jar. All right, the next item I'm going to show you is I literally just sold 2 of these within the last month or so, and I found another one. So mushrooms sell well for me. This is a mushroom, a vintage made in Taiwan trivet, right? So I found another one. And so it seems like a lot of resellers leave this on the shelf. They don't want to be bothered with them. I leave it for me because I love them because they sell. They're so practical, and then people love vintage, and they love mushrooms. So I always pick these babies up. You can hang it up on your wall, or you can just use it as a trivet in your kitchen. I suppose you don't necessarily have to use it in your kitchen. You can use it anywhere. But I totally love that, and of course I was going to pick it up. The next item is another Christmas item. This is actually Williams and Sonoma. It's some Williams and Sonoma Santa spreaders. This was $2.49. Sorry about that. $2.49 is Second Avenue. It says that this was made in 2007. So I guess that's somewhat vintage, right? But yeah, when I looked these up, they were going for about between I want to say between $15 and $18 for these Williams and Sonoma Santa spreaders. So these always make good little kitschy gifts around the Christmas holiday because people love to decorate for Christmas. And I know that I do, and I love it. Love, love, love. And anything that has a Williams and Sonoma, Villeroy and Bach, Restoration Hardware, Crate and Barrel, Pottery Barn, I pick it up. Sight unseen, whether or not I look it up or not, I usually just pick it up and call it a day. All right, the next items, I think I got these at Goodwill. Yep, these I got at Goodwill for $1.99 a piece. So let me just show you one of them. I love, love, love. It looks so vintage and so folksy to me, but I love this piece. So as you can see, it's signed Alonzo right there, right? And here's the label on the back, the Artesanija Alonzo, and I'm not going to even try to begin to read the rest of that, but I found two of these. One is of this beautiful, beautiful bullfighter. Love him. And they're like plates you can hang on the wall. Love it. You can put this in your vintage home decor, your vintage bohemian decor, southwestern decor, or whatever type of decor you choose in your home. I'm very eclectic. I kind of sort of mix my styles up, but I totally love this one. So this beautiful, is it a Matador? Matador, yeah, Matador, yep. And it's a little chippy, or not chippy, but the paint, it's been well used, but I love the fact that it looks a little worn, right? So that's the first one. The next one is this beautiful flamenco couple, dancing couple, flamenco dancers. Look at this one. This one is actually my favorite. I have a friend that would totally love this. Would totally love it. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Beautiful. Absolutely, absolutely stunningly beautiful. And like I said, I do love the fact that it looks a little worn. What I might do, I have some it's like this oil that you could put on wood, and I might just use, I may test it on the back or something to see if it'll buff this out a little bit and bring its brilliance back a little bit without ruining the paint. So, but I love this. And here's the label again. You may be able to see this label a little bit better. You guys see that? Just love that. Where's my time? Okay, good. The next item is a 10. You know, guys, I love picking up 10s. And this one was literally sitting on the shelf. And I think I went during the middle of the day because I had to have, I needed to run an errand, and I stopped by. And I remember seeing this on the shelf in the middle of the day. And a lot of resellers in my area, they come during the day and they just have them all. So I was surprised this one was still there. But look at this beautiful, beautiful 10, right? I believe it said, was it made in England? I think it says made in England, but this is gorgeous. It has this felt top, and then this is, I think this is just some type of painted, it's painted on the tin. That beautiful image of this couple just having a lovely, lovely time, it looks like, under the tree. And here's the side. Isn't that gorgeous? Just beautiful. Love, love, love this. And is it hinged? No, it's not hinged. It's just, you know, the lid comes off. So I don't remember how much I paid for it. There we go. I paid $3.99 for it. So yes, please. I thought that was super duper cute. All right, this next item, again, I could not believe it was still on the shelves. Now, I did pay up for this one. It was $7.99. It wasn't half off, but it was Limoges. Yes, please. Look at this beautiful plate. Perfect, perfect, perfect for the spring and the summer. I have sold maybe 1 or 2 platters like this, so I think this one, I know this one will sell as well. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, it is signed. There's a signature, excuse me, guys, there's a signature right there. And then on the back, it has a mark that says GOA France. And when I looked that up, I believe, I know that it was a Limoges piece. So no chips, no cracks. The painting is intact. This thing is in excellent, excellent, excellent condition. The gold is still intact on the handles. There's a little bit of wear, but not a lot. Not even a little bit, honestly. This is in really super duper great condition, and I absolutely was going to pick it up. Of course, I paid up for $7.99, but I think I'll do fine with this one, particularly for the summer and spring and summer dining decor. And you can even use it as a display, but it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, that's that. I'm going to try to, guys, even though I said I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up so I don't have to do a part 2. So bear with me, and I'm going to try to speed this up just a little bit. So the next item I'm going to show you, I found a set of 9 of these plastic tall, I'm going to call them champagne glasses, right? But they're made out of plastic, and they are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. They were originally, well, the tag on the bottom says $3.99, made in Taiwan. So again, I'm not sure if that means that it's vintage, or because of the barcode, I don't know why it says made in Taiwan and it's $3.99. But initially, wherever these babies were sold, they were $3.99 a piece, and I have a set of 9. I got a set of 9 for $5.99. For $5.99, it says, wait a minute, I have more than, wait a minute, I have 8, 4, 8, wait a minute. Oh, it's 7, I'm sorry, it is 7. Because I kept saying, well, why does this say 7 and I counted 9? I was miscounting. I got a set of 7 for $5.99. So I think these babies will be perfect for your summer decor. The fact that they're plastic is perfect. You can have it outside on your patio or around your pool. And is that a scratch? That one might be a scratch. I have to clean them up a little bit, but nonetheless, look at that beautiful kind of sort of turquoisey green color. And I had them in my cart, and I remember this lady's like, "Oh my goodness, I was just about to pick those up." And I said, "I know." And she says, "They're so pretty." And I think she said something, do they cling? I said, no, they don't cling, but they do this because they're plastic. And so she was so surprised that they were plastic. But aren't these gorgeous? They are gorgeous. I could just see you out on your back patio just serving up a nice, cool, refreshing beverage. And these things are plastic. But look at the hand, look at the bottom. They look so real to me. And again, like I said, I don't know. I don't think they're vintage, but they were made in Taiwan. And like I said, originally they were $3.99 a piece. So yay me for getting a set of 7 for $5.99. So that was pretty cool. All right, so I showed you guys this, and I think I'm doing good. And I'm going to show you this one last. The next item I'm going to show you, let's see, how much did I pay for this baby? I don't remember, but I love amber. I love amber, and I love the combination of amber and bar decor. So this is absolutely in that same family. I cannot make out what that image is. To me, I thought it was a, not a Viking, but the people that wear the metal head gear. What do you call those people? I don't know. Soldiers. Are they soldiers? I don't know. But yeah, if I think about it, I'll put it down here somewhere. But anyway, look at this beautiful kind of sort of diamond pattern decanter with its original lid. Thank you so much. Original stopper. It is in great condition. No chips, no cracks. It has that rubber gasket, which is great. And no chips around the rim. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I just love, love, love this beautiful, beautiful amber color. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it, love it, love it. And on the bottom, it did say made in Taiwan. There is a mark that I can barely make out. It looks like it may be a Y on the bottom right there. But it definitely is embossed with made in Taiwan. But isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely love that as well. And so if I see a decanter that has this original stopper, I usually just go ahead and pick it up. All right, the next item I'm going to show you, this is a Salmon Falls crock. I don't think this came with the lid, but I love, love, love the rocking horse on it. I love that. This is so adorable. Is that a rocking horse? I think it is. It's a rocking horse. Isn't that gorgeous? It is absolutely gorgeous, but you may be able to make out the Salmon Falls embossed right there. I do really well with these, and I'm going to definitely get this one listed for the spring. I love that. Salmon Falls. All right. The next item I'm going to show you, excuse me, I'm reaching, is a Ray Dunn Get it out, Donna. Get the words. Come out. Ray Dunn. What do you call this thing? Doggy dish or cat dish. I don't care, but it's a pet dish. Pet dish. And so, but it says spooky. And here's the bottom. I paid $4.49 for this. I think, you know what? This one I got for like, it was like, I don't even remember, but I remember when it rang up really super duper cheap. I thought it was $4.49, but I want to say it rang up for like $1 and something. So this one I got for a good price. And this is in excellent condition, completely, no chips, no cracks. It's in excellent condition. It's Ray Dunn. It says spooky, perfect for Halloween. Or maybe you have a dog called Spooky, a dog or a cat or a pet named Spooky. There we go. Wouldn't that be cool? So there we go. You know, we love pets in our house. The next thing I'm going to show you is a mug. I'm so glad I picked this up because at first I wasn't going to pick it up, but I'm glad I picked it up because I remembered that I have another cup like this in my collection. I don't even think I have it listed, but I have another cup like this listed. I mean, I have another cup in my collection like this. So I'm going to sell them as a pair. I love this this theme of this very powerful woman, and I just love it. Love it. I know that I've seen this image multiple times, but it's escaping me right now. If I find the image, if I find the name of this image, guys, I'll put it up there. But I'm so glad I picked it up because I have another one and I'll sell them as a pair. Is what I'm trying to get out. All right, so we'll do that one last. All right, so the couple of last items I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you this one first. So the next two items I'm about to show you, this is one of those things where I was going back and forth. Do I want to get it? Do I not want to get it? Do I want to get it? And it was driving me crazy. And finally I said, Donna, don't have any regrets. Just go ahead and pick it up and put it in your cart, right? So these, I believe, were from Goodwill, if I remember correctly. They were from Goodwill. And somebody must have donated the entire Mary Kay dining collection, right? They had this item, which I'm about to show you, and then they had like a whole set of cups and saucers. And it was so weird because they had them in different parts of the store. It was so dumb. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that to sound mean, but it was weird. If this was all of a set, why would you not have it all in where the cups and saucers are? They had them spread out in color-coded areas, which just did not make any sense to me at all. But maybe there was a method to them doing that. But when you see what I'm talking about, I'll tell you what I'm talking about when you see. Anyway, Donna, stop talking. So anyway, this is a cake platter. Let me just show you this, and let me show you the bottom. It says Mary Kay Confidence, made in China, right? So I love this. Look at this. It says confidence is built by one small success after the other. Thank you, Miss Kay, Mary Kay. I love that. Confidence is everything. Even when you're messing up, even when you feel like, you're inadequate, confidence is everything. I love it. Thank you to my parents who always instilled in me to walk with my head up and to have confidence. So this absolutely speaks to me, and I love the brightness and the image, and the image of the woman. I absolutely love this. And again, you don't necessarily, I guess, use it as, you don't have to use it as a cake plate. You can use it as anything. You can use it as home decor. You can use it and put some other stuff on top of it. You can display it however you want to display it. But I absolutely love this. And I think this one, I'm pretty sure I paid $6.99 for this. And if I remember correctly, I think I did a quick Google lens on this, and I want to say they sold for about $25 or $30. So, of course, I was going to pick it up, and I will figure out how best to make sure that if somebody buys this, I will wrap it and make sure that it gets safely. So, so then, in different parts of the store, they had all of these cups and matching saucers in different parts of the store, which I just thought was so odd. Now, I found one set, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't remember which one, but I found one set of a cup and a saucer, and I absolutely was going to get it. And here's the thing. They had them priced separately. So for $2.99, they had the cup, and for $2.99, they had the saucer. So let me just show you real quick so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Give me one moment, and I will show you. So $2.99. Why not just price it as a set, right? Like, why would you not price these as just a set? I would much rather for them just to say $5 for the set, you know, or $6 for the set rather than, you know, price them individually. Didn't make any sense to me. And on top of the fact they had them in different parts of the store. So I don't know what was going on with that. Anyway, I have a set of 4 and they are all different. So this one says Outer Beauty. I'm not going to read all of them, but this one says Outer Beauty, which she totally is. And here's the matching mug, right? Outer Beauty kindles her inner beauty. So I love the little quotes on all of these. The next one is this lovely piece. Give me one moment. I'll try to match them up. So this one says, Dare to Grow into Your Dreams. This one is kind of like a purpley, pinky color. I love this one. And here's the matching saucer. Again, sold separately at a different part of the store. The next one is kind of like a, this one, sorry, matches the cake plate that I just showed you. This one has the Confidence mug and its matching saucer, right? And then finally, this one. I think this one is actually my favorite. Look for the silver lining in that cloud. It's there. I love it. Look at this one. I don't know why. This one is my favorite. I don't know why. I just love, 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 love this one. And here's the matching plate that they had priced separately. And to make sure that we got the price, they put it on the front and the back. So I don't know. It was just so weird. So obviously, as a reseller, I wanted to pick up all. Now, yes, I paid up for these, right? But I figure A, because of the subject, B, because they're so colorful. The spring and the summer are coming up. And I said, okay, well, why not? Just go ahead and pick them up, Donna, you know? And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to probably sell them as a lot. Now, I did see these. I want to say it was on Poshmark. It wasn't on Mercari because I don't use Mercari anymore. But I want to say it was on Poshmark. And a set of 4 of these sold for around $60. So I have to go back and look and I have to go back and do a little bit more research on these and see if they're listed on eBay or if they're sold elsewhere. But I definitely love all of the subjects, all of the quotes, and on top of the fact that I have that that cake plate. I could not leave that behind because it was just too pretty, too daggone pretty to leave behind. So yeah, right? So would you guys sell these would you sell them individually or would you sell them as a set? What would you do? Help me to decide. I'm telling you that I am definitely leaning towards selling them as a set of 4. That's what I'm leaning toward. All right, guys. So finally, this last piece I got to show you because it is completely amazing. And I paid $3.99 for it. So any type of cookie jar, I'm not afraid to ship. I know people in the day and age of, you know, shipping costs and things like that, some resellers will shy away from shipping heavy items or fragile items, if you will. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid at all. So this cookie jar, guys, I paid $3.99. And when I saw it, there was another person who I think she's a reseller because I've seen her before. She was looking at it too, but she went right by it. Like, I'm not one of those type of people who, you know, if I see somebody else looking at something, I'll just keep it moving. But I literally had my eye on it and I took it off the shelf. And at the moment that I took it off the shelf, she's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I was just about to pick that up. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. But, you know, by this time it was actually in my hand. So I picked it up and I set it down in my cart. And I'm so glad that I did. Now, I don't see any chips or any cracks on this. It reminds me of like a Tommy Bahama type of, you know, tropical shirt. But it is actually a cookie jar. And it is in great condition. Nothing on the inside. I didn't see any chips or cracks on it. And like I said, again, I paid $3.99 for this baby. And I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love it. And I'm so glad that I picked it up because a few of these have sold. They come in different colors like reds and yellows and greens. And they sell for about $40. For about $40. And I'm so glad that I picked it up and it's in my collection. So isn't this gorgeous? This is so amazingly gorgeous. And of course I was going to pick it up. It's a cookie jar. You can put some cookie treats in there for the summer, and it's kitschy. You can actually have it as a part of your bar decor, actually. You don't even necessarily have to use it as a cookie jar. You can put some other stuff in here too, but you can put it as a part of your, I keep using tiki themed party, or, you know, an outdoor party that you have, a pool party. You can put all types of, you don't necessarily have to use it as a cookie jar. You can actually take this baby off and put some flowers in it if you want. And put this down. I don't know. But anyway, I absolutely love this, and I'm so glad I picked it up. And sometimes you do have to be quick because, again, there are plenty of resellers in the store now, and I have learned to grab it first, put it in my cart, and if I don't want it, if I see I don't want it, I'll just put it in my cart, and I'll keep it moving, and I will, you know, put it, if I don't, I'll look it up, and if it doesn't really have a lot of value or whatever, I'll just put it back. But the first thing I'm going to do is put that baby in my cart first and look at it, look it over, make sure there aren't any chips or cracks and any significant damage. But guys, I got to tell you this one little story that happened to me today. I had to run an errand today out for my husband. And this was at 2nd Avenue. I had to run an errand, and the place I went to was on the way to 2nd Avenue. So I said, well, I only had, because I was working, and so I had to get back to work because I had a Zoom call that I needed to get on by 3 o'clock. So anyway, long story short, that was probably way too much information. Anyway, so I stopped by the 2nd Avenue store just real quick and wanted to see what they had. And one of the reasons why I wanted to go in there, because I was actually looking for some khaki pants, because I'm about to travel. And I said, Donna, don't buy no more brand new khaki pants. I said, stop by the store and maybe you can find some khaki pants that you can wear and get them for cheap, and you can wash them and you can iron them and take them to on your trip. And I was happy that I did, because I did find some khaki pants. So anyway, while I was in the store, I said, well, let me just do one more sweep around the store real quick before I leave. And as I was about to leave, like I said, this was in the middle of the day, probably around 1:30, I think. And they were just now bringing out a fresh cart, and one of the I don't know, I don't want to call them workers. That's not the right word, Donna. One of the store reps was just about to put this beautiful, what am I trying to say? It was deers, resting deers, and you could tell they were all wrapped up with tape or whatever, but I could tell by looking at them there was Fitz and Floyd, because I actually sold that set before. And so I said, she was just about to put it on the shelf. I said, can I look at that? She's like, sure. So she gave it to me. It was only $4.49. So when I was looking at it, I could tell two things. Number one, they were candle holders. Number two, they were in fact resting deers, you know, kind of sort of Christmas themed resting deers. And they were in fact Fitz and Floyd. Get it together, Donna. Fitz and Floyd. The one thing that I did see was that the horns, or the antlers, not the horns, but the antlers appeared to be broken off, right? And they were kind of sort of taped in the box or whatever so they wouldn't fall out. So I'm like, I don't really feel like dealing with anything broken anymore. I don't need to. It was $4.49. And so there was a lady that happened to be standing in my vicinity, and she's like, oh man, I saw her with those and I was just about to come and get those. She said, I love deers. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Well, I'm going to put it back anyway. She said, I told her that I already had this set before, and if you want it, you can certainly take it. So she says, well, I'll look them up and I'll just see what they are. So then I was like, oh, you're a reseller. She's like, yeah, I'm a reseller too. And I said, well, good. And we introduced ourselves. I don't remember her name, but she was a really, really, really nice lady. And so she said, well, I'm going to look them up. And I'm kind of sort of still in the aisle. I really wasn't paying. I gave her the piece and she was doing her thing. And then finally she turned around to me and she said, hey, I just looked these up and I think these are something. And she said, and she showed me her phone, and in fact those deers, those resting deers, those Fitz and Floyd deers, I think they were listed, not sold, but I think they were listed for like $120. So she said, well, listen, you had them. If you want them, you can certainly take them. She said, if I were you, I would reconsider it. So she gave them back to me. Like, what? So I figured at $4.49, first of all, that was very, very, very kind of her to do that, right? And I said, you know, that's what resellers do, and I certainly have done that as well. But that was very kind of her to do that, knowing what they would have sold for. And she said, even if the antlers, because one of them looks like you could just put them back down on the hole with some glue. The other one was not there. But she said, even at that, if they were listed for 120, you can still this is all that she's telling me. You can still list them probably for good money, right? And so I'm like, wow, you're right. And so she's like, yeah, you probably want to rethink that. And she gave them back to me. And I thought that was the kindest thing. And that just made, because I have a whole, one day I'm going to do this video, guys, of my reselling experience in Maryland. And some of it is not pleasant. And what I might end up doing is I would love to do a video with my other reseller friend, because she and I have had similar shopping experiences in Maryland. And unfortunately, there has been an influx of resellers since the pandemic. Like it has quadrupled the amount of resellers. When I first started reselling, there was only a handful, and now like every other person in the store, I think, is a reseller. Everybody's walking around with their phone. They have their cart full of stuff, and they're taking pictures. And I totally get it. I love free enterprise. I love America, and I love that's the reason why we can do what we want to do to make whatever type of cake, money we want to make. I totally get it. But my experience in dealing with other resellers has not been pleasant. I have seen some unscrupulous behavior between resellers and store personnel, and I have reported that to the manager, and some changes were made and some changes were not made. I've had things stolen out of my cart. Some really, really, really bad experiences here in my local stores in Maryland. And so one day I'll do a video and I'll talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of being a reseller. That was one of the things I was going to do really before I got super duper busy. I was going to do this video about the good, the bad, and the ugly of reselling. And I know that a ton of resellers have done similar videos from their experience, but I think that I have a different experience as well. So I may end up doing that, sometime while I have a break, or maybe, before the summer or something like that. But for the most part, guys, I will tell you with 100% accuracy that I love reselling. It has been an amazing experience to be a reseller, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And like I said to you guys a million times, if there was any way that I could do this full time, I would do it full time, without a doubt, because I love it. I love the hunt of finding items. I love the opportunity to bring items to people who are looking for that one special item for their home decor, their dining decor, their Christmas decor, their holiday decor, whatever. I love that. And I love getting the feedback from someone that says, oh my goodness, I had this when I was, my mom had this when I was a kid. Those are wonderful stories that I get feedback from. And I do love those, love doing that and bringing joy. So anyway, guys, I'm going to stop talking because I've had, 2.5 cups of coffee today, and I'm going to stop talking. So this video went a little bit longer than I wanted it to. I wanted to keep it under 30 minutes, and now I'm at 50 minutes. But thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. I do have one other haul that I'm going to do. And hopefully I'll be able to get all of these videos out before I leave for Portland next week. And like I said, guys, I'll just repeat it one more time. My shop is on vacation. I will not reactivate my shop until probably around the 14th of March. And then all of the items that you guys have seen here won't be listed until I get back from Portland. And if there's anything that you guys see, please feel free to send me an email. I put my email address here in the description, as well as my Etsy shop. If there's anything you see in my shop that you like, just shoot me a quick email, and then when I get back, we can talk about it when I get back. But again, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really, truly, truly appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned for the next round, the next haul. Again, some amazing stuff. So I'll talk to you soon. Smooches.